Hello and welcome back to another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. Guys, today I'm back out on the farm. I'm going to be working on this Holden Captiva. I'm going to be changing the ABS sensor or the wheel speed sensor. Specifically, I'm going to be doing it on the back hub. If you can do it on the back, you can do it on the front. We're going to have to remove the caliper. We're going to have to remove the brake rotor, get it out of the way just to get to one tiny little 8mm bolt, which does make it a little bit harder than your average ABS sensor, but not too hard at all. Guys, this type of job's gonna take about 25 minutes. You're gonna need a rattle gun. You're gonna need to take your tire off. You're gonna need a jack stand, and you're gonna need a jack for safety, or vice versa. Now, don't forget, if you do need this part, we've got them available on the website, partsfactoryoz.com.au, link in the description of the video. To access the link, click the title, the description will pop down, and then yeah, you can click it, order it. I think it's $58.30, free express price anywhere in Australia, and then use this video, learn to fit it yourself, save yourself some money. That's what we're all about here at Parts Factory. Guys, if you can, subscribe to the channel. It's a great channel to have in your toolkit for next time you are doing your own DIY repairs. And if you do appreciate the video, give it a thumbs up. All right, I won't stuff you around anymore. Let's jump into it. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, I've just lifted up the car here with my forklift, but you guys will use a jack. Put the jack under just here. You'll find a little metal ridge, and yeah, just jack it up and then put a jack stand under just so it's nice and safe and secure. Right, this tire's going to come off. So it's a 19mm. I don't think this one's been off in a while. There you go. They'll drop off like that. Now, we've got to move our caliper out of the way, because in order to get to the ABS sensor, you have to access it from the back, but you actually have to undo something from the front, which can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but we're going to undo this brake caliper first. So it seems that I can get my 14mm rattle gun in for this top nut, but the bottom nut's going to need to be a spanner or something. So that's your 14mm on the top, as long as I can get my rattle gun out now. Yep, so bang, get your 14mm, the back of this caliper, pull that out, put it in your bolt bucket. Now it's time to get our secondary 14. It's on the other side of the caliper, just here. It is looking like it's going to need to be a 14mm open end spanner. So grab a nice 14mm open end spanner. Alrighty guys, so I've run off, I've grabbed what I realize is actually a 15mm open end spanner. You can use the ring side end of it, like so. And you want to go lefty loosey, so you just hit down, like so. And then finish the rest off with your hand. Remember, these are the 15mm bolts that mount the caliper to the hub. Now, if your handbrake is on in your car, you'll find the caliper won't be able to move very easy. Clearly mine isn't. So you can just use your little spanner that we've been using, a trusty spanner, to remove it, stick it out of your way. You can literally just place it completely out of your way. Now the next step is to get this rotor off. Basically they're held on by little Torx bits. They kind of just stop the hub or the rotor from falling off at any given time. So they don't really like hold much weight or anything. The weight's held by the studs themselves. So you're going to need a Torx bit set, specifically, hopefully a better one than I have. But so it's looking like it's going to be a T30, and you'll never guess what I don't have in this set. Of course, it'll be the T30, because this T25 almost fits, but it just doesn't. And yeah, so yeah, no, so it's a T30, guys. Find a T30 Torx bit. Alrighty, guys. So once you've got your T30 bit, you can put your bit into that little hole there and give it a nice hit without hitting your fingers like I did. And then I'm going to see if we can get that little bit to start moving. Sometimes they're easy and sometimes they're not. It's looking like a no. Alrighty guys, so I found a T30. Good news is, after my little issue with the tools, she's actually come off nice and easy, which is good. We grab that. We're going to pull that completely off, stick it in your tool bucket, out of the way, and then you can grab your hammer and you basically, before you continue, just turn your handbrake off. Remember guys, Make sure the car is in park or in gear before you take your handbrake off. Okay, so now that the handbrake is off, on the inside, we'll let go of the rotor, like so, your handbrake, and then you can pull that off like that, throw it out of your way. We're getting in much closer now to the ABS sensor. Okay, so if you look straight through into there, if we can get this camera to bloody focus, you will see the ABS sensor just poking through just there. You'll also see the plug just here, which we can already unplug and just leave it hanging. But in order to get there, we need to remove this handbrake shoe. To do that, best usual way is to use a nice big flathead, lever this up and then pull this insert out, and these two will come together and you can pull this spring and then fold the caliper, the handbrake pad to the side. So I'll demonstrate what that might look like. Yeah, so as I said before, we're going to use a big flathead screwdriver, pull this to the side, and you see that little insert how it drops down, and we can just pull it out like so. I'm not going to mess with the adjustments or anything, because then these rotors will come in nice and close, and then we're going to get this spring out with a pair of pliers. So grab your pair of pliers. Alrighty guys, so we pulled the insert out and you've now gone ahead and grabbed your pointy pliers. You can take that spring out like so, and you want to grab your adjuster and your spring and put them in your bolt bucket. You don't want to be losing any of this stuff. Then you can grab your brake pads, just remembering you need to have your handbrake off, which you kind of have to at this point anyway. We want to grab these pads, and we want to get them out of our way of this side, if you know what I'm saying. So now there's a little twisty bracket looking thing just here. We want to twist it and unpin it. So you can kind of twist the metal bracket around, and then you just pull it off. It should just pull through once you line it up. It's kind of like a little keyway, and once you've got it, it just comes off like that. So you basically grab the little metal pin and twist it until it pops off like so. Again, you don't want to be losing any of this stuff. So once you've got that off, then the brake pad will just fall away. I don't want it to fall too far out of the way, because we don't want to have to come back and like reset all this stuff back up. So once you've got it hanging to the side like I've just done, pull that little pin, leave the brake pad just sitting there like so. I'm now going to show you where the Allen key is we've got to get. So if we have a look straight through the side here, I'm hoping with enough light you can see in there. So I've gone and grabbed my phone, just so you can see obviously a lot better. If you have a look down in there, you will now see we can access the ABS sensor. Now it is just an Allen key from this point on. It won't be too tight, and then as soon as you've done that, there's your grommet, there's your plug. I'll see if I can zoom out a bit. Yes, I can. And then you can just pull it all the way through. So I'll get that Allen key right now, nice and easy. My little Allen key set. We'll pull this ABS sensor through, and that'll be almost the job half complete. So I've put my Allen key on, and you can see straight through there, nice and easy. And you can just put your little wrench on, and then it's lefty-loosey. Nice and easy. We're loosening it off. At the point of which it won't turn anymore, you may have to use your fingers to finish it off. There you go there, little bolt. There's my bolt bucket. And you can grab your ABS sensor, give it a nice pull and a wiggle. Sometimes you might need a flathead screwdriver to get this last part done, but we'll try without it. There she is there. And then once you've got it popped out like that, and we're going to pull the ABS sensor directly out. It's a bit of a funny one, to be honest. It shouldn't really be this hard. What I ended up doing, nice and straightforward, pretty much immediately, I put the pliers onto the ABS and just boom, popped it out, and the whole thing comes out this way. And look at that, one ABS sensor. Hey guys, so if you did need this part, we have them available at Parts Factory. They come brand new with the assembly grease. This grease you stick on that tip helps it go in, helps it for everything remain flush. So yeah, if you need it, jump on the website, links in the description of the video, buy it, get it in your hand, and then yeah, I'll show you how to put it back in. As you can imagine, guys, it is the exact same procedure in the other direction. It's always good to have a little checklist. So let's run through it and I'll show you how it's done. Guys, as you can imagine, it's the same procedure, but in the other direction. So tuck your plug through the hole and you want to come around and you can pull it all the way through. And then yeah, of course, you want to flip the ABS sensor up the correct direction, which is bolt down. Tuck it through the hole so that that grommet kind of goes into place. This is where you put your little bit of assembly grease on, but this is the used one. I'm not going to put a brand new one onto this old wrecker car. But yeah, put your assembly grease. You can, at this point, even use your pliers, as I did, because it will help you get a bit more leverage on the sensor. So you can squeeze down. I'll see if I can get it all on camera and whatnot. I'm just going to see if I can try again. So come forward, boom, into the hole, bit of pressure, and then grommet back where it belongs, like so. As we discussed, this is where you want to put your little bolt, ABS sensor bolt back in, which is just your little Allen key. Now our kits come with one of them new. You can use the second-hand one or you can use a new one. It's completely up to you and it does not matter. Okay, so you tighten that up and then put this plug on, like so. You're just obviously tightening away at the bolt. Get it nice and tight. You don't want this to be wobbling around because it will get false readings and you'll have an ABS light back up on your dash. Nice and tight, guys. And then at this point, this is where we want to put our little pads back in position. Now you have that little pin that goes through that hole from the back with that little one-way sort of, I don't know, what would you call it, clip mechanism. So I'm going to put that in and I'll meet you back in a sec. In order to get that done, I had to get someone else involved. Now, as we discussed at the start, this is that little that pin you got to spin and it releases it, right? But once you do that, then it can flip around and move around in the back. So what I did is I had my trusty sidekick Kelly hold the pin with her left hand, and then I pushed in and then I used my pliers as I pushed it to twist that. And yeah, now that's sitting nice and pretty. So at this point, it's now time to use our little hammer or flathead and get that spring back in and get that adjuster back in. So I'll see you once I've done that. Just spread this to the side and I put these sort of spring in, and then yeah, I just put this little insert in. And now what I'm going to do is you can just use a flathead screwdriver and you just rotate this. I think it's down, but it could be up. Of course, it's hard for me to do it with one hand, so I'm going to work out if it's rotated down or up. But then what will happen is this little spring has a mark on it, and eventually you'll find that this has about, say, 1 mil, and it's back to that mark. Do you see what I'm saying? I'll show you what I mean in a sec. So rotate it until there's about 1 mil here, and then look at that, boom, yellow, yellow. It's now time to put our brake rotor on, put our little grub screw back in, and then yeah, that's how you swap all out, guys. Alrighty, guys, don't forget, as you're putting all this back together, you need to put your grub screw back into your rotor. So it means you need to line up the screw with the actual hub, and then, as you already probably realize, it's now time to tighten that little grub screw back up. So remember, it was your T30 bit. Now this does have to be pretty tight, just bearing that in mind. So righty tighty. So going to the right, getting it nice and tight. Not stupidly tight. You want to be able to undo this in the future. And then of course, grab your caliper, sliding it back over the top. And then you line up your two 15mm bolts on the back of the hub. So you can just literally, usually you should be able to get it fairly straightforward. I think I've already got mine. Not every time though. You do have to have a bit of patience. Just lining it up. Yeah, and so once you've got one, the second one should be easy because it helps line it up, obviously. Tightening them all the way back up by hand. so that you get it right to the end without cross-threading anything. Caliper parts are usually fragile because of the number of heat cycles they've been through in their life. So you want to do it all up by hand and then use a regular old hand ratchet at the end to finish the job. Just got to find here it is. Remember, righty tighty. Now, this has got to be pretty tight, guys. This is brakes, so well, I don't have to tell you twice why brakes are important. Nice and tight, and boom, throw your tire on, and that's it, guys. Now, when you are putting your wheel nuts back on, we don't want to be cross-threading any of the wheel nuts, so let's put it on by hand with no electric power tools, just to start. Even that one, right, straight away went to cross-thread. Super common, guys. Once you got 2 on, 1 and 2, you can then use your rattle gun just to bring it in. The whole tire comes in. See, mine's actually touching the ground, so it's pushing through a little bit of force, and then you can start to use your rattle gun. Just at the start, the first 2. Now do a full tighten all the way around, and that's job complete, guys. Alrighty, guys, all done. I hope everything's gone nice and smoothly. Your new ABS sensors in your car, and if you did your homework properly, you've picked the right one, you've replaced the right one, and now your ABS light's off on your dash. Other than that, guys, thanks for checking out another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. My name's Lucas. I'll see you next time.